The fight for the season begins right here, right now at the packed Estadio do Rio. And what better way to start than a true clash of titans as last year's rivals go head-to-head. There is no love lost between these two great teams. Will history repeat, or will the underdogs rip up the script? Come out all guns blazing on opening day. Contact. First blood to the Cobras. Crowd control looking to outflank. Here comes kill switch. Boom! Takedown. The crowd goes wild. He's through on goal. Denied. Great defense. 60 seconds left. Scores are tied. Champ goes down! What a move! He's in the clear, a few seconds remaining. An unbelievable contest! What a classic!
What we're going to show at E3 is something special.
Gamers worldwide are going to lose their minds when they see what we've got coming.
Gameplay, audio, everything now has much more impact on the player experience than ever before. For the first time ever, we can completely immerse the player in the worlds we create.
What makes StarVR so unique is its wide field of view. A lot of headsets, you're very narrow, and it's like being a horse with blinders on. So it's not a very immersive experience. But for us, we get to actually have 210 degrees. So you have your full field of your peripheral vision, the whole deal. You know, it's like being inside the game.
Back in 2012, when consumers regained faith in virtual reality, I was already working on VR headset concept. But I had the feeling the immersion wasn't complete, and I knew I could do better and design a headset that could truly immerse you. A headset with a field of view of more than 180 degrees.
This is impressive. StarVR is innovating in a way that no one else has or really will. You know, we're cornering the market in unique hardware, software, and engine called Valhalla. And Valhalla has some really amazing capabilities and potential.
Large field of view, a lot of pixels, several techniques of rendering that help actually the immersion, makes the image so clear that you believe in it and you get immersed. This is what we have been working on Valhalla.
Finally, we get to show something from Overkill's The Walking Dead, right? This is a game we've been working on for some time now. We'll be presenting a glimpse of a true virtual reality experience. You're going to be able to experience The Walking Dead in VR.
I won't go into details because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but the cool thing about this is that paired with StarVR, you get to see what it's like to actually be in the game. People say immersive all the time, but they don't really understand what that means. This is immersive. When you're in there, I mean, the things you hear, see, it's almost indistinguishable from reality, which is a little intimidating, but it's terrifying when you're in there.
So for those Walking Dead nuts out there, as well as the guys who love VR, this is something you definitely have to try out.
The E3 demo that we are providing to you in our large field of view experience is going to give you a really good view of what immersion means and what VR is all about. Enjoy it.
We miss our own phrase in the sea of thought like a maze. No praise or blame, yet we're sometimes trapped in the days. With countless blisters, walking on uneven floor. We've got to go through before the despair shuts the door. I sing my song, my everlasting notes. When I feel that I'm lost, I just keep my eyes closed. Blown by the breeze, I find I'm on my feet. Here I am to live my time. Here I am to forge my life.
Well, I'll be looking forward to the next lesson.
Good acting. That was great. You're okay with this take, right?
Peggy 18.
Hello everyone, this is Ryan Bernard, Game Director on Tom Clancy's The Division. And today we're very excited to give you this exclusive walkthrough where we're going to follow a team of 3 players as they move through the Dark Zone. So here we have our group of 3 agents, Ryan, Megan, and Bronson, and we're going to be following them as they enter this very dangerous area in search of some awesome loot. Ryan is set up as the healer for the group, so he's got support skills loaded with Pulse and Healing Grenade. Megan is DPS, so she's got the Seeker Mine and Sticky Bomb loaded up. And Bronson's going to be taking the brunt of the punishment, so he's got Pulse as well and the turret, so he can keep the attention of the enemies during firefights. After the virus broke out, the Dark Zone was originally set up as a quarantine zone in the middle of Manhattan to contain the sick. But things rapidly went out of control, and there was a massive blackout and the military had to evacuate. They had to leave their most powerful gear and weapons inside the Dark Zone. So this loot is extremely valuable to you as a player. But this also means that it's the most dangerous place in the game. This loot attracts a lot of attention, including other real players. The Dark Zone is a multiplayer gameplay space in our world, which you can seamlessly enter without any loading screens. Outside of the Dark Zone, you can play in teams of up to 4, But once inside, you can decide to collaborate with other agents or betray them, kill them, and take their loot. As we climb the wall to enter, you can see the UI starts to cut out, because once inside the dark zone, we lose our connection to the outside world. And this area is highly contaminated, so we can see the players put on their masks to protect themselves from the virus, and then they're set to go. Okay, now we see our group is coming up on some enemies up ahead. As we get closer, we can see that these are actually part of the Rikers faction. And this is a group of convicts which, after the virus broke out, escaped the prison and have flooded into Manhattan to take advantage of the chaos. Here we can see Megan does a pulse, which gives the group information about what enemy types and levels that they'll be facing. And then we can engage. As you can see here, Bronson's going to go up right on top of him and take point, so he can take the attention of the enemies and draw aggro, and we can support him from behind with healing grenades, as you saw there, and covering fire. Using covers in the divisions is really important. You're going to be seeing the agents here as they move around flanking the different enemies, moving cover to cover, using height elevation to their advantage, and really trying to make sure that you're not exposed at any time, because when you're out of cover, you take a lot of damage from enemies. And it looks like we've only got a couple Rikers left here, and Bronson is really taking his role to heart and pushing right up into their face. And they've cleared him out. And here you can see Bronson's actually been a little bit too hardcore on this, and he's in what we call the down state. So since they're playing in a group, Ryan can head over and actually revive him so he doesn't die and need to respawn and run back to his group, and he can get right back into the action. And here we can see that Ryan's actually found a loot crate. And he's gotten extremely lucky and has gotten a legendary drop. But as we can see, it's actually contaminated. All gear and weapons in the Dark Zone are contaminated, and they need to be extracted before they can be actually equipped by the players or agents in the game. So in order to do that, our group is going to move to a nearby extraction point in Bryant Park. Once the group is inside an extraction area, they'll need to shoot up a flare which calls in a helicopter. Then they need to hold tight for 90 seconds and extract their goods. Alright, now we see our group has come across a different group of enemies, and these are the Cleaners. Cleaners used to work for the city of New York, but they got trapped on Manhattan when the quarantine was declared, and they've lost it. They want to, in their own minds, clean the city from the virus by burning anything and everything in their path, dead or alive. And this group of Cleaners is actually a tougher group of what we call elites in the game. They have much higher health pools and much higher damage output. So our group here is going to really have to work together using their weapons and skills to take them out. Of course, they drop much better loot and give a lot higher experience. We got Ryan seems to have moved up to a kind of a bad cover position here. He's taking damage from the right, and he's got a grenade coming in and he needs to move, and he's too slow. So he's going to need to top himself off with a nice self-heal. Alright, so now we've dealt with the Cleaners and we can move on towards the extraction area. But it looks like our group is not alone, and another group of players is in the same extraction area. In the Dark Zone, it's very important to find out player intention relatively quickly, whether or not they're friend or foe. But it looks like these two are not interested in engaging, so our group's going to continue on and try to get that legendary weapon out.
Extraction detected. Proceed with caution.
Another team of agents has actually started an extraction, and our group is going to move to investigate. And as they come around, we do indeed see that an extraction is taking place, and they got about a minute left on their timer before the helicopter shows up. We don't see the extracting team. Oh, here we see that the extracting team actually got the jump on our group, and Bronson's been quickly down, and since they engaged on us, they have now been flagged as rogue, which puts a big bounty on their back for a certain period of time. Luckily, Bronson was able to make it back to our group, and we were able to quickly revive him and get him back up into the fight. And now we've got some PvP chaos happening. And here we see Ryan throws out another healing grenade to heal up both of his teammates as they're flanking around to the left to try to get better position on these rogue agents. Alright, we see Megan's going to throw out another pulse, which really gives us good positioning on their locations. And here we can see another downside to going rogue in the Dark Zone. They have attracted another group of players, which is helping us take down this rogue group. And there we go. And of course, when you die in the Dark Zone, you drop any contaminated gear that you're currently carrying. It looks like the two groups now can divvy up the goods that they got from this rogue group. It looks like they've decided to just take out the new players and take all of the loot for themselves.
You're attacking friendly forces. Rogue protocol initiated.
So now in order to secure this loot, to make sure it's theirs, they need to complete an extraction. So now our team has 90 seconds to control this area and to stay alive to get their loot out when the helicopter arrives. And you can see them fanning out into good cover positions here in case any other players come into the area or those groups that we engaged come back. Which it looks like indeed they do. But now we're set up in really good positions here to be able to take them out. Bronson and Megan are laying down damage from the front line, and Ryan is supporting from behind. And again, it's really important in the game to make sure that you're always in cover whenever possible, and that you're not being flanked by any enemies. Here we see Ryan tossing a healing grenade as he runs past Bronson there. And they're going to focus on these two players here.
30 seconds to extraction.
Straight in front of them. Now they got 30 seconds left to stay alive and control the area. And that was some nice coordination there. It looks like a double kill coming off. All right, and they dealt with the other group yet again, and now the helicopters arrived, so they were able to survive and be able to get their loot out. And we'll head back to their base of operations. Now we can see the group is still flagged as rogue, and they're a very juicy target for other agents in the area. So they really should leave this area quickly and decide where to head out to next. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed a little glimpse into the gameplay inside the Dark Zone of Tom Clancy's The Division.
All right. How's it look down there? I'm reading a lot of movement. You're in for a good show. But remember, we're not here so you can commune with nature. We've got a lot riding on this. All right. Good talk. Okay, equipment check. Take a look at the suit. Move your head. Make sure you don't snag on anything. Okay, here we go. Going down. Next stop, basement level. Can't see a thing. Hold on. Joe, can you adjust the sonar? Better? There we go. I hate that sound. This piece of shit winch is gonna be the death of me. What the shit? Listen, we're having a little technical difficulty up here. I'm getting some weird readings from the suit. You didn't cut yourself or anything, did you? Hey, I'm picking up something big down there with you. You see anything? Listen, we'll have you out of there in a sec. Just... Take this